welcome in everybody. What's up? My name is Casey. I am the Guardian Oracle 33. Welcome to the channel if you're new here and wondering what the hell we're doing here. That is a good question. I'm sure at some point we'll cover that. Maybe this read, maybe not. You can go back through my videos, lives. If you guys like my style of reading, I am an intuitive in the channel. I am a psychic medium. So how did I find this all out? Well, one hell of an awakening. Should write a book. Well, and then I decided, fuck, I'm not going to write a book. Could you guys imagine writing a book? For those of you that watch me, I got a lot to say. There's a lot to channel in here. We're halfway through the... So I just started a channel, and here we are. Welcome in. Cosmic disposition, exquisite timing. Yeah, it's always now. 1-1. All right, I was channeling some messages, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just channel them online. Maybe you guys like to see, I don't know, the way other people's, tap into energy. Everybody has their unique ways. Maybe some of you guys like it when I do the channeled messages. And you have no idea how. It's so fun when you start to get close with your spirit guides or like understand, because you kind of you cue your spirit guides into oh, cranky. Easy old girl. Man, totally lost it. It's not one of those reads, is it? Ooh. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels of the highest bright light, I just call on you now. I welcome you in. Archangel Michael, I ask that you would guard the gates as I channel these messages. May these channels be for the highest good of all. May they find exactly the soul that they're looking for. May there be something within these messages that would ignite, set a spark, a synchronicity, a doom obligata. That's not what I was trying to say. And what do you call it? It's epiphany. Epiphania. It's an epiphany. One of those things. Remember that everything is always happening now. What does that mean? Well, we're multidimensional beings. We are exquisite human beings with miraculous skills and wonders. The way that we all harness energies or work with our power of our mind, or the way that we create or call things forth through this vortex manifestation that's going on through the collective consciousness at this time. Her name is Shelly. Shelly. I don't know if somebody spends a lot of time on the mountain and the snow, skiing. I feel like this somebody's passed on. Maybe it was like an avalanche or a skiing accident. I hear the name Shelly, Sherry, Shelly. Pretty sure it's Shelly. Okay. What is up, David? Weather, dude, we finally got our first snow here in Idaho. Finally. Let it fucking snow. Ain't waiting anymore. Look, my coffee mug, my good vibes, has a crack in it. So does my ass. Look at this. And I wiped it a few times and now it's just leaking again. I always think those, look, it's a fucking ship coming in. It's a ship coming into a port. That's cool. Oh, look at the big tall being. See that big tall being right there? The legs and one big, what's that? Please tell me that's your other arm. What is that thing? For my coffee cup readers. Look, it's like a shooting star, something else. Baby, you are a shooting star. Yes, you are. Shooter. What does it look like? It's a bird, it's a plane, that's a big giant. It's like a big ass ape. I don't know what it is. Tell me what you guys think that is. Come on, what are you looking at? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, alright? Herman. Cletus. Settle down, birds. I was just about to say that'll be enough messages out of you. Cheers. Trying to set the fucker down, not get shit-faced. Got me some espresso today. Me on coffee, it's really interesting. You never know what we're gonna get. Yeah, what is with somebody's left side? There's like an aching. You know, it just feels like there's something on the left side, something that's, I'm not sure. Does somebody have a twin here? Okay, because I feel like that twin, if your twin passed, it's like, oh, I just see a huge orb go up by the window. That twin's here. Maybe they were, I don't know, first and second, read from left to right, they were the oldest twin. I'm hearing eldest, the oldest twin. Stepping aside, Archangel Metatron. I'm just going to use my light language to connect and kind of just breathe. If you have an intention to connect with me for the highest good of all, you will find as you're connecting with me, the more that you breathe, the more relaxed you're going to feel. The more easier it is. There we go. I can feel the heart chakra starting to open. We can connect. This is a read for y'all. Yep, and just kind of just open up. We don't need to know anything. We're not rushing anything. All is well with our soul. Now our soul's trying to work with this physical vessel. I heard predominance. Predominant behaviors. Okay, camera, lights, camera, action. Let it roll. What up, Wade? Well, let's not squint when we've got glasses. Let's get us a look here. Hey, there you guys are. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Paul? Christine? Hoyman? Cheerio, Hoyman. Herman Smith. The third. I heard microvision, and it was really weird. I put my glasses on right now, and it almost felt... Has anybody ever had like a... Wow, my heart chakra, it feels super open. Okay, so somebody could be definitely into... I'm hearing hermetics, okay? Hermes, the hermetics, hermetic laws. There's a manifestation here. I also see somebody using like coppers and different, I'm hearing metallic, but metals, irons, elements, that it's metals. I wonder if somebody hasn't experienced something here that they really want to speak about, pertaining to like an abductee, out-of-body experience, astral travels, and perhaps you're having a hard time, like it's there, you want to speak about it. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman, she's been doing to me? Maybe there's a woman here, somebody, 2211. Thanks, guys, for the likes. Appreciate it. What's up, Bradley Bear? For you abductees. You want to speak about it, it's like you can't, though. You have more power, I'm being guided to say, you have more power and you have more control pertaining to working with your physical vessel here, okay? A lot more power and control than you give yourself credit for. All right. But it could be a guru, a new level of mastery energy, whether this comes in as a spirit guide or through another being. And I actually think it's coming through you, the mastery of, I'm hearing the benevolence and the way in which you are moving through. I wouldn't say moving through, it feels like you're flowing, and instead of in your cosmic field, right, I feel like you have a few layers, and I feel like you have, it's like this combustible amounts of energy. I'm hearing like supersonic energy. Somebody's like third field outside of their being, they're showing me as a cosmic field, and in this field is the potentiality to access, anything. To be a fly on the wall, they're showing me this goes beyond. They're really speaking about the potentials that are limitless here of this connection to yourself. For those of you that are here watching, this is a message for you to be on at this time. Okay. Really interesting. Started getting, and I was like, I kept hearing a word, so I'm like, okay, I'll get my pen and paper and I'll write it down. And I started writing it, and I heard pickled pears. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had a pickled pear, but I've never had a pickled pear. Anybody? Have a pickled pear? Happy New Year! Hola, mi amigo, ¿cómo estás? Ven acá, hug, what is it? Dame un beso is a kiss. What's the hug? Give me a, how do you say hug in Spanish? Yeah, I've never had a pickled pear either. That's interesting. I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, Claudia says they're so good. Okay, so there could be something in this message for you, Claudia. Claudia, I'm going to get to recording your read today. Hopefully the sound's on. I'm trying to figure like how I can check that too while I'm in there. I wonder if I could upload the chat or listen to the chat on my computer at the same time I record it on my phone just to make sure. Yeah, how do you say hug in Spanish? Dame un beso. It's like, give me a kiss. Give me a hug. Okay, and then the other word I got was pickled pea. And then I'm like, okay, these are weird words. Then I got down and I heard, no, piccolo Pete. And I was like, okay, what is it? Piccolo Pete. You got pickled Pete, you got pickled pears, and then there was piccoloed Pete. Maybe 3 P's, 3 private eyes. I think not. Speaking of eyes, I put this bird here and this fucker's just, look at it. Look down, he's like this. I'm like, what do you want from me? I'm not afraid anymore. Stare you down, motherfucker. Jesus loves you and this bird of peace. Staring me down. Look, I'm just gonna let this, you guys look at it. You wanna be, look. His buddy's down there. My backdrop fell and then I realized they didn't have any legs anymore. Lieutenant Dan! Lieutenant Dan lost his legs for us. Shrimp potato soup, shrimp salad, shrimp goat, shrimp cocktail. Shrimp cocktail sounds good. That's the one, is that the sauce? The secret sauce? A boozle. Cheerio, JCJ. Right, Piccolo Pete. So not ringing a bell for anybody. What is a Piccolo Pete? Can somebody look it up? Is it a firework? Is it a firework? They're showing me a firework. Is a Piccolo Pete a firework? Or is it a food? Piccolo Pete? They're showing me like, is it maybe a celebration for this Piccolo guy? Sonic Pickle O's. Yummy. Don't change the subject here. Piccolo Pete. What the fuck is a Piccolo Pete? Somebody will you Google it. What is a Piccolo Pete? Pickled pears, pickled Pete, and then a piccolo Pete. Piccolo. Male gigolo. Why can't I see my comments? Are you guys just not commenting? Today's not the day, not really in it, not having it today? It's a small flute. Close. So Pete's got a small flute. Bird flies by. Confirmation. Spirit's bringing a message about a small Peter on a piccolo. Listen here, Richard. It's your Peter. Wouldn't mind a Peter belt. Oh my gosh. What's up, Jose Luis? Piccolo's a tiny, she didn't say tiny, she said small. Maybe somebody's in their head about something you said, or the size of it, whatever it may be. Oh, where could you be? Dear Peter. Okay, I'm not asking questions here, although I have pen and paper. Like, how small? Yeah, you could put it anywhere. What? Are we talking about the same thing? No, I'm looking for more Piccolo Pete. I don't care about... Good Lord. Jose. Alright, still can't comment on posts. You're fired, Alicia, and rehired as a regular mod. You're getting demoted. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so weird to see Alicia's name with. Just for a second, though. Alright. You got demoted. Thumb size. I lost my prick. Thumbnail. Toenail. Is it a toenail or is it a thumbnail? What are we looking for? I knew a guy once back in the day, he looks like this big old earmuffs, fucking fat crystal of freaking, it was like that good old peanut butter crank. He's down there on that green old 1970s, dude, shit you not, that green shag carpet. I bet it was fucking in its prime the day this carpet came out, but it was always kind of laid over it because, you know, they didn't ever really I mean, it was an old dope house, but who's fucking judging? Either way, if the eyes had walls, if the flies could speak, anyways, so terrible. And anyways, he's like, yeah, I thought I found that big old rock. And I said, so what did you smoke? He goes, goddamn toenail. And I was like, oh my God, don't ever comb the shags. You don't know what's in there. You're better off. I said, you would have been better off if you tried to snort it because Lucy would have crushed up. He goes, oh, it would have crushed up. I'm like, goddamn, it's on your toenails. Either way, this is how, it's fireworks. This is how you know the School of Knox or not. Needless to say, man, that he didn't find it, and while he's telling this story, my eyes are combing the whole thing. Of course, at that time, I'm a lot younger, dude. I'm like fucking 20. And I'm searching the carpet, found that big old fucking rock, put that shit in my pocket, and I fucking gotta go! It was not a toenail. If you do the lick test, and your face goes like this, that's still not good enough, okay? It's so terrible. For those of you that have never done drugs, you have no idea. For those of you that have, the stories we could tell, right? This one time at band camp. What up, Claire V? Speaking about stories. Claire V, what's up, beautiful soul? I just work here. Just got hired on. I know. Could use some shrooms. It's so funny as I was leaning over and I'm looking and I've been asking myself, like, should I trip? It says, take it easy. And then I see a mushroom right here in my sweater and I'm like, yeah, today's today. Maybe not today, but yeah, that's definitely in the future. Fungus. We could tell many stories. Oh man, don't know why that came out. That was a long time ago. No, I'm good, man. Every time after, I'm like, I'm good. Maybe, you know, you are kind of looking back at how far you've come, or, you know, maybe I've gotten older now and you're like, thank God I did live a little bit, you know, because even in those spots that weren't, you know, the highest quality thought of for that space and time and people's judgments, you did learn a lot. You got a lot stronger. You know, you will never smoke a fucking toenail in a pipe because you know somebody else's stupid ass did it. You know, you learn that's a school of knocks. You don't want to be that guy that's learning. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, anybody who is struggling with addiction, you got the power over your mind. And if you're struggling with that right now, I just come alongside you, and like I can feel you. All your worries and those teachers and your experiences, like have trust in the universe and where things are going to be led. Think about how many things you thought were going to turn out for the worst in a situation, and years later it ends up being the one thing that tied everything together that was a heartache then. You'll never know. That's how beautiful the universe is. This is really about putting, you know, both feet in and trusting. Because you do drugs, does it make you a terrible person? No. Do you do terrible things when you do it? You know, you only you can convict your heart's convicted by, you know, be convicted by love, that you're beautiful and that you've had that deep experience. And there's not a lot of people that understand without judgment. They're tough times. If you're watching me, you're always welcome here. I had a spiritual awakening on that. So, you know, I just feel that collective really because I know about it. I've lived it. I've experienced it. Not just like a little here and there, like running the streets but I was, you know, I was like go gadget. I wasn't hanging out with anybody. I had affinity for wanting to make money. It was about the hustle for me back in that day, you know, taking a dollar bill because I was raised riding horses in the desert. You got paid once fuck month, okay? That's $50 a day. Day riding. You knew what your check was going to be. So I had an opportunity to take what little I had and double it, and I, you know, on whatever it was. Gambling, making bets, yeah, getting new stereos, TV, speakers. I mean, that was the day. 22. You know, it's just, it's crazy the different dimensions that we can exist within, you know, it really is interesting. It's kind of like what our higher mind's going through and what we're seeking, like we're seeding that here. It's really quite interesting how you'd share that experience with another too. And yet we have perspective. You know, we live in a very brilliant place. We're very unique and just, oh man, limitless, filled with limitless potential. It's just how do we tap into that? How do we get into that piece of ourselves that that lets go of like just even, you know, the past, the things you've been through. It's not about letting go, but it's seeing it as the teacher, getting that sense of deep gratitude, and it's just something that you do with yourself, and it feels like collectively there's something very supernatural within your own being, something that clicks, something that you eat. There's a teacher that arises within your own being. It feels like here that steps forward and shows you your limitless confidence that you have, that you're able to. That it is about, you know, people want to come to this planet, do you know? Thousands of souls want to come to this planet. Thousands of souls want to come here. This is such an amazing time to be able to, are you going to let, because rules, what people say, what people think, like dumb you down from your potential? How long? How long? We sit and beat up on ourselves and we abuse, you know, substances in whatever way to not feel, because we feel more than most people feel. Most starseeds will. Most people with a high creative nature, you know, we like the euphoria of using in that way. I'm talking to powerful recovering addicts, or people who have been addicts, or people who struggle with, I don't know what it is that calls some people to. It's like that living on the edge, or, you know, no, I'm not talking about to the detriment of, you know, there's more to life, you know, and that's what you're going to explore in your physical vessel with your own power of your mind. It's like you're just going to make a wish, talk to your body, and just be like, I'm replacing any darkness within my body. If what's out of balance, I want to put beautiful, and pick what color light, pick what color of vibration, pick what you want it to look like, feel it. You don't always have to ask and seek spirit, like what do you want? How do you want it? Okay, if I see a butterfly, that means, you know, this spirit's here. You know, tell your spirit guides, have that connection, have that, you know, oh God, I think that was spirit. No. Hey, so I told my spirit guides, if I see one bird, that means yes. And I'm asking, you're picking up on the telepathy, what they always do. I'll see that bird fly by. And then I'll ask my question, because then I feel when something shifts. Like if it gets cold in the room, I can feel it like that when I start to talk to spirit. Or if it gets warm, I sense it like that in my spirit. So then I'll get on with the honk and ask my question telepathically, or whatever it is I'm seeking guidance on, because I do it all day long. And I will ask, the number of birds that follows is my answer. It's never been wrong. Somebody here also has a profundity in speaking and reading nature. It's like Gaia is you. It's not so much what you have to do, it's just being in it. You know, you have a unique energy pattern, you have a unique ley lines within your being, your genetics. If you have light language, if you have, oh, what is that am I hearing? Aromatherapy? Not aroma. Arrhythmia. What is that? Arrhythmia. Now I heard heart murmur. What's an arrhythmia? Arrhythmia. Can somebody let me know in the live chat? Could this be something that springs forth outside of you? And somebody like that, I don't know if you guys, I can put my hands out and like sense like denser energies in this, like I see it in my mind's eye and I feel it in my heart chakra and how it moves. Like it's really interesting. Like my heart feels very open. I feel excited. I feel, you know, very connected. Feel very connected to, you know, bypassing that portion of this physical brain, which is tied to the body, right? The body is the brain, learning to work with that. That's where that innate comes in, right? That life force energy. And when you get out of that mode of being on semi-autopilot by doing the same shit every day, you're able to rewrite those frequencies, right? Those are now gravitated within your electromagnetic field. Now these become opportunities, probabilities, possibilities that you can pull from energetically, being in this manifestation vortex. Okay, speak that over your life. Speak that over your connection. The profundity of everything is here and now. Some of the craziest stuff could be happening to you right now, and there's just no words. Can't speak about it, you know, because linearly in the English language, us as human beings, we need to know what it is. And then when why we need to know what it is, because we need to know if it's a threat or if it's not a threat, right? We need to know where to categorize it, where to judge it, where to put it. That's just what we do. That's the way we've been taught. That's the way society, the system, you know, it can't just let it be. It's like that overwhelming deep sense of gratitude. Somebody has great mediumship abilities. They're like conquering that spirit of death. Okay. They're also, somebody here could be some sort of like a gatekeeper, demonologist for setting captive souls free here. It could have something just literally your prayer. Powerful energy, and it's like the way that you work with this mastery energy, that you're working with your own physical vessel, your own being, the power of the mind and the connection. It is about intention. You should always, when you pray, when you ask, you should for the highest good of all, not just you in a situation with 15 other people, soul family involved, manifesting your free will out, and that's yours. But you affect others. So you got to think about it. You have other teammates here on this planet with you. You just don't know which ones in their suit. You have to learn how to trust your gut, trust your vibration, trust the frequency, step outside of judgment, have gratitude for where you're at. It's the only way you're going to see the truth of people, outside of that ego. You know what I mean? Once we think we've ascended to a specific point, there's always more to learn. Believe you me. Openness, an open mind helps to all of the possibilities. God's not limited to just show up in the way or the expected way that you think that this ominous energy would. When it's all, if you put a name on it, you limit it from being all other things, if that makes sense. So go play your piccolo Pete. Yeah, you and your tiny flute. I'm hearing Rat Race, but it's a movie. Rat Race. In that movie, they learn a lot, because weren't they just trying to get an inheritance, and then it ended up being a whole shit show? That could be like a life lesson here about like what you think you really want versus what yours. See, we have this way as humans that never be satisfied, truly, and always want more. And then when you have it, there's no gratitude for it, or embellishment within it, or peacefulness with it. It's like just take what you can from it, and then you want what's next, right? That's our problem right there. It's not working with others to alchemize and to bring things to be fruitful. Out of sight, out of mind, you know what I mean? And I think the collective conscious is to that point. At least the portion that I'm picking up on is you don't have to have it all figured out, but are you coachable? How programmed are you to believing the apathy that you have for life, or I just don't want to be here, I don't ever want to come back, or these are times when you need to be really strong in your psyche. We are affected by frequencies, okay, energies. There's a lot of hertz and things going off from power lines, the lights within our home, the amount of electricity, our weather cycles. Look at nature, and you can learn a lot from nature. Things to come, you can start to feel it when it's going to snow. You can feel when it's going to rain. Some people, your emotions actually affect the weather. Like you can notice that you're connected to that system of those that work with the elements. I'm talking about nature divas here. Rat Race. Ronald. Hear the name Ronald. The name Roland. Roland. Archie. What is it? Mortuary. Mortuary. What is that? Mortuary. When somebody passes away. Mortuary. Am I saying that right? Mortuary. I would never use that word. Mortuary. Okay, that's where people go to like prepare mortuary. Why was I having a hard time saying that word? The month of May. There could be boycotting here, a boycotting that comes up. Boycotting a particular establishment. I'm hearing renegades. There could be new establishments coming in, being built off of... like the universe kind of steps in. Like I feel more apothecaries. I feel more natural healers stepping into the communities to create something, whether it is for hair, lashes, nails, and to relax. You know what I mean? The place, somebody, I feel like if you have a business and you're wanting to bring that to the community to show them relaxing, and maybe they don't have to, you know, the intention here is just good vibes. You're not going against anybody's will, and your only intention is to bring good energy into that place and help people to leave what no longer serves them behind. Like leaving a portal for, you know, captive energy, you know. Really what it is, what this energy feels like is it doesn't, it's not resonant. It feels like something from, I'm hearing last era. So it feels like from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age, something that would not resonate and doesn't, it wouldn't affect the timelines or the ascension through those, because it's just old. I mean, that time and space, I'm not sure why that's coming through. Blockade. Okay, so there could be a blockade. Bridge block, I'm hearing that. Like barbells, okay? I don't know, I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing the initials B-I. B-I-M. What did that stand for? B, or is it M-I-B? Not Men in Black, but B-I-M. I don't know why it's like on a computer or something. I'm not sure. Maryland. Wisconsin. I feel like, too, it's very interesting, there could be some sort of blockages or blockade or like roadblocks or with storms, something that's going to stop factories from being able to deliver specific foods, but it feels like it's to boycott another energy or to push this energy out of the systems, whether they're foods filled with like shit additives and preservatives, like, you know, just really they're producing this food with that, it's like a frequency they let off in the cereal or the food that they're making, and it's just processed like that with even the people that work there are like, they hate it, but they have to make the money. They're like zombies. I don't know, food like that or this process like that, it's like they play a sound or a frequency that plays from the machinery that processes this stuff. It's almost like hostile stress. You know, it's like those entities are now shutting down, and it's because like they won't exist, or that energy can't, you know, it's not effective, so therefore it's no longer, I'm hearing representation, but an option. Ineffective is what I'm hearing. Here in Hotel California. Okay, and I do feel like there's a flooding. This instantly, as soon as I wrote Cali, I felt flood. Like a flood. I know this is going to be a stupid question, and forgive me because there's a lot of places I don't know, but I'll see it in my mind's eye. And I'm hearing it. Is the Golden Gate Bridge in California? San Francisco? Is San Francisco? Man, my geography is horrible. San Francisco. Is San Francisco in California? California's like one state I never really lived in except for Redding. San Francisco, Golden Gate. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Julian. Okay, I don't know, I just felt flood, so I'm not sure. And then that's where I seen that blockage too, with like, it's almost like, sounds really horrible. There could be something going on with like audits for numbers of people on this planet, and census, national, National. Okay, so there's something nationally here. There's like a phenomena. And I'm going to say this too, just because I want to make this perfectly clear. There will be things that try to arise within the political system, like with this big thing with Venezuela that's going on, and then it's like to keep the energy, because right, however the masses access the energy that they get a siphon. Like with these extraterrestrials coming and taking people and hurting people, and like they're gonna do the census on how many people are here, and like the numbers just do not add up, like how many people are gone. So like these floods, people like, yeah, they're just missing. There's some sort of conspiracy behind that, that's coming through that I'm feeling. Okay, the missing people, but it's like floods or all these people that are in these disasters, and they're just, there's a Stargate. I'm hearing teleportation. It does feel like, I'm not sure if this is, if it's science. It does feel like the traveling is here. They're already traveling, using these. At first they were like sending animals to places, okay, or things. We've made contact and communication. It's really interesting. It's like almost different forces here. There's a very unintelligent force. It's kind of like people think the more we get advanced in technology and the more that we have technology and things that do shit for us, the better off we're going to be, and that means we're so smart and we've advanced. Not really, because if all of that crashes, you're nothing. You can't even remember the fucking phone numbers in your phone, let alone addresses. There's no phone books anymore. There's no more books, wisdom, knowledge, because it's all been fucking... Anybody else notice the amounts of books that no longer exist on planet Earth anymore? Old books, right? Everything's gone to paperless. It's just really, instead of getting sucked into your daily life, like look at how things are always changing, and they always will. Somebody here wakes up and they feel like they are traveling to a different dimensional space. You're very gifted with that, or understanding realms and passageways, and somebody here like spies on the government. They're very aware of things that happen. It's weird, because it's like I'm looking at the government and they have other species that are actually like using their minds to block anybody else from intercepting, like because they can sense when other energy spirits, but they already see the future too, so they know. It's kind of weird. I'm not really sure what I'm getting into here. It just feels like there's a lot more things that they're going to threaten, that aliens are attacking and this and that and people missing. It's really interesting. I'm not quite sure where these beings are going, if they purpose behind it. I don't want to speculate. But they're just saying, look at the numbers. Okay. It's like waking up and feeling almost like, okay, that's different. Or I've seen that there. It's like Groundhog's Day for some people. Noticing things. Some of you could wake up and be like a grumpy dick one day, and then the next day you're like super happy to go. You could be waking up in different aspects of your soul. I don't know where you're traveling to dimensionally or astrally, but your astral body is actually attached to your soul, right? It's got a tether, it's got the cord. I don't know if somebody's fucking around the astral or trying to do something as far as aerial viewing, or somebody watches a lot. Somebody here moves their consciousness, and somebody spends a lot of time watching. I don't feel like this person who's doing this, I don't think they're hurting anybody. I think they're curious. I think you've gotten to places maybe you shouldn't have been watching as far as governmental agencies go. It's like the information fell in the right hands. Not only did the universe give you the same experience or opportunity, but it feels like there's other people that I'm seeing Zyrtec right now that move their consciousness in these ways. I don't know why Zyrtec's so important when it comes to, like, I don't know. You can't say busting government, but like we're above the government, really, you know, because our law is our heart and our mind. And that sets us above. That's where that gifted nature comes in to work with the innate and to work in an honorable, accountable, spirit with others for the highest good of all, to, you know, get people back into nature, to get people to become more grounded, to get away from all the devices. You know, I would say, you know, limit the time that you're spending absorbing, you know, so other electromagnetic interferences with your own your own field, okay? Because you're made of energy. Your life force energy lives in your organs. When you're eating shitty McDonald's and shit fucking food, you feel like shit because you are what you eat, and that your higher self's in there like, God damn, drown me with another Big Mac, why don't you? You know, like your body is trying to tell you what food it does and doesn't want. It wants the fucking spring rolls, the avocados, the grapes, you know, it wants to go sit by a tree and not scroll on the phone, you know, but in your mind you're like, oh, it's cold, I'm uncomfortable. Okay, maybe you need to be uncomfortable. Somebody needs to hear that. Maybe it's time for you to get a little uncomfortable and push yourself, you know? That's where change happens. As long as you're always trying to be comfortable and just do enough on the outside so it appears that you're doing something, you're just living a lie. Do and be what brings you happiness and joy, and seek those things, not just because it's selfless or selfishness. It's because, like me, when I get to help other people, I don't do it to receive anything back. It makes me feel good to know that somebody has somebody there when most people aren't there for them, you know, because I appreciate that in another person. Somebody who can tough it out and, you know, really not have ulterior motives beneath that. You know, good friendships are hard to find. I feel like, too, that's another thing, is you could be flying solo here for a while. And it's just, because you're kind of like, they're showing where they're taking you and they're traveling you far. And then it could be the same people, but things could just be ending. I don't know. It's like, those lessons are done. You're not really needing to repeat. Something very mysterious yet profound could have happened within relationship dynamics with your own self, choosing yourself, making a specific decision that would put you on a completely new course. So it's like all these gears in the wheel turn to shift to set you about. Okay, if you guys want to give me a second, I think that's all I really have for the channeling. I'm seeing 737 3377 101 101 101. Okay, it's like lining them up in alignment of these energies, these numbers, this Pythagorean. There could be a vibration behind a sound that somebody's mouth makes. Could be a vowel, A-E-I-O-U. There could be something with like or om. It's a frequency. It's like a vibration. Somebody's like just fucking around in their body. You know, like that's where your awakening comes from. It's like trying a meditative technique that, you know, you're not going to know and wonder what works for you, watch everybody else use their gifts while you just scroll and wish you were using yours. Like, find out what irks you. Find out what is your thing. What do you feel connected to? Talk with yourself. Get close with yourself. 90% of the people that you watch that you feel are really gifted, I guarantee you that person has a level of self-respect for their self, good morals, and they've experienced quite a bit to be able to have, you know, the Holy Spirit to flow through them and to recall or to perceive specific things. There is a level of honorability that goes with the amounts of information, or because it really is like virtuous, having good you have to basically reawaken back into a state of your being that you were at a younger age, you know, when the judgments, man, I just take all that off of somebody here who's just like swamped. It's like flies everywhere in judgments. If you're a judgy, like somebody here just judges, look at that, look at this, look at that. If you're having that projected onto you, that energy does not belong to you. For the highest good of all, Archangel Michael, Irata patara ye te ke drasi ve te ke rate drapata no ye shezavataka te ye terate ye kesevio. Something that like ties back and forth, and I see it throughout the chest like this. It's almost like strikes the confidence out of somebody. And I would say like that would be representative of like a python. It's like snuffing the lights, constricting. So I just call that energy off, up, and out of the mouth. Anything that does not belong to any of the souls beings that are listening to this transmission at this time, just speak out loud. I release this energy that no longer belongs to me. Somebody works with the Octarians. Someone to be. Now we're just going to call in Archangel Azrael, Archangel Raphael. We're just going to clean out any other energy that's stored, stuck. I'm seeing a color of purple come through. I'm going to... You put back what color. Any color that you desire to go back into that space of constriction. I'm seeing like an orange and a yellow, something that would really expand. You pick the color and take a big deep breath, and you're just going to bring that color into your physical vessel. Let it drop all the way down to your belly button. Just receive that. Somebody's spirit guides are like, yeah, they're doing a powwow, they're doing a dance. Big deep breaths. All right, just sealing that off, closing up any holes in the aura, leaks. Manakatetea, Yeshua. Samodabi. Okay, give me a second and I will be right back. Oh, let me tell you, that 2.2 miles, I'm so sore today. I went to go sit down to put my shoes on and oh my God. All right, I will be right back. I shall return. line. Okay. A whole different energy when I walked into the room. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hitting the like button. Welcome in. Ellison says that now. If Kylie's driving and there's a pothole in the driveway and she hits it in a Suburban and it rocks it, I guess she tells Kylie, easy old girl. She tells her old boy. She's funny. It might be your 2-year-old sister's telling you to slow down. There is such a need for you to get out and to really, it's like there's, the blockage has been something within the physical vessel, okay, where we're not getting energy to. And we have specific energy centers within our physical body that carry that energy throughout our being. And those energy blockages can create such us to feel ungrounded, to feel not creative, constantly tired. You got to really be aware of your level of self-care and your authority, your voice, your working with this Christ consciousness, the Holy Spirit, the holy angels. That's all you have to is call into the light for the highest good of all and surround yourself in golden light and protection. Know that you are going to go through things that are on your soul's path, but no harm's coming to you. Nobody's got more power over you than what you will give them, okay? You hold the key. So when you walk in the light and you're virtuous and you have a good heart and you do things not just for yourself and unselfishly, there's not a selfish bitch or anybody could come up and try to, it's like anybody's trying to do that, they almost kind of get set back to where, you know, it's like a big old bullwhip that comes around and hits somebody, you know. There are people that you're supposed to be meeting and people that you're supposed to be out and collaborating with or having endings with, or, you know, a lot of this is you have an X amount of power within your being. If you don't believe that you're worthy of it, if you do not believe that you, say you get it, then what do you do with it? What are you going to do with those psychic abilities to tap in and go anywhere? Like, well, how would you use it? How would you use winning the lottery, the $1 million? That's how the universe looks at it. Are you a virtuous person? I'm not saying you have to be holier than thou, but are you somebody who's going to help somebody crossing the street who's blind and can't see? Or are you just going to wait in your car and be honking your horn like, let's go, dick bag, you know? Count yourself blessed to have the eyes to see, to have the ears to hear, to have the senses to understand that there's people out there that know a lot less than you. How we interact with those people or don't, or let the energies flow, or the way that we choose to entangle within karma. You know, everybody's got their own karma. Everybody's like, yeah, they're karmic. Yeah, we are karmics. Everybody's a fucking karmic because we bring the karma out in other people, their karma. We bring it out by their reaction to a way of that we are, something that their soul came to work on within the entanglement with our own being. Like, this isn't just to point their fingers and yep, bitch, wish she could, motherfucker. Okay, this isn't like, yep, she's wet, she. I looked out on my thing and it says, guess who she was at his house last night? And I'm like, she was, because it looked to me like he was in a field of flowers using his brand new magnetized decometer finder. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like people who, what energy are you feeding? We know people go through hard stuff. Are you here to help them go through the resolve? Are you just bringing through, like, and letting people create their own fucking elaborate stories. I've done personal reads with people who have been like getting so close to discovering and their confidence in their own self, and the more that we, you know, work together, and then, you know, they'll go missing, like, you know, like a bad drug addict. They'll go missing for 6-7 months, you know, and then the next time you have a conversation with them, you can definitely, you know, sense, you know, where their time goes, you know, their state of vibrancy, their frequency. And I know a lot of people that have worked with me, you've probably felt spiritually attacked either before. I probably felt really good, but it, you know, when you're ripping away old bandages that don't belong there anymore, you know what I mean, and you're setting people who have, you know, beautiful, you know, you're just holding space for them to have this experience, or teaching, you know, others. You have the power within your own being. You are your greatest guru. You're the best intuitive you'll ever know, because you know you. When you know you, then you meld with listening to other people's perspectives. Or, you know, I always trust if I'm hearing something, you know, it's coming from one of two ways of what my perception, right? There's always something in even what's meant for not good, okay? I will say some of those readers that are just like, please stop. Get off of YouTube. Stop reading about shit like that. Nobody fucking cares about what, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They're not trying to steal your inheritance. Your inheritance is your soul blueprint. It's already written. Are you going to access it or not? Are you going to let people tell you you're so far away from what's yours, your own birthright, your divine birthright? Is that? Do you have a level of, do you have the courage to awaken to that? It doesn't mean you have to be grandiose and, you know, a kung fu fighter. It just means, can you go through some things without, you know, projecting on the others? You're saying, oh God, I see where you're doing that. Thank you for showing me that lesson. That one sucked. I wish I would have seen that before. But having gratitude, you know, I seen 6 people check out of the chat since we started talking about that shit, right? Hey, shoot the messenger. Shoot the messenger. You know, they can never take your imagination away. They can't. Can't take what's mine. See, even if they take your food, your clothes, your house, your water, if you got nothing left, right? You know what you still got is your soul. That level of love that you have for yourself when everything's stripped away, that level of faith and connection, you know, that you have, saying, I've stood in worse storms than this, and I've made it here, and all of these things that I go through just form me in such a way to where it does create a gentleness where I once was scorned with a callous of, I don't know, betrayal in the past. Watch yourself grow. You know, some of you, you know, you're wanting to pick the flower and just see, okay, I'm ready to look at the end of life. Like, what's the point? Create. Create. Use your imagination. And that emotional intelligence you have here. All right. Let's look at the collective. And this super sensory that they have here. This imagination. These gifts to feel. Let's look at this. Let's see the energy backing this. For the highest good of all. Two of Cups. Being met. It's like, it's pretty awesome. You're sitting here talking about levels of self-love, levels of knowing thyself. You know, when you really know what does make me tick, what do I like to do? Say, you know, a lot of people want to be with people because they want to say they're with them. Keeping them and being with them in a healthy way, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to have a healthy relationship, I'm telling you. when you're with the person, because a lot of you had the person that you wanted, you just treated them like shit, because you didn't know any better. You weren't on that level. You wouldn't have appreciated that person at that time. So I have several soulmates that come in. When this card shows up here, I was speaking of the astral realm earlier. Somebody's confidence here within their own being has grown to multiple universes, not just your confidence. It's like there's an energy imprint that yours is like a magnet to gather others. It's like building a nebulous of just beautiful cosmic energy, and somehow you're a part of that magnetization, that cosmic womb. And in doing so, it also is affecting others in many ways. There's always an opposite reaction to any action, right? Positive or negative. So he has a beautiful, huge imagination, creative. Okay, the energy that's backing you is knowing my cup matches your cup. When I'm not sure, because this does look very in a different realm. Look at how they're showing up with their astral body. Somebody here, maybe there is a man here too, that astral visits a female. See how she's not in the blue? Maybe on the suit, but not on her face like he is. Whatever it is, it has to do with this healing. And there's a very deep healing here. Maybe our cups aren't as different as we thought they were. I see that somebody here is going to another realm, to another space and time, and sees where their life's at on that level or that reality here. I think it could drive somebody crazy, knowing so much, especially when it has to do with the free will of another and somebody to naturally to fall in love, or to have that level of love here. All right. So what's influencing this this mutual energy? I'm not sure. My ears are ringing at a very, very high decibel. If this is you and yourself, because this energy, I do see too. I do feel like I heard this is amazing. I wonder if somebody's not getting to astral travel or get out of their body or meditate and get to a specific state. Whatever it is that you're accessing your points of, it's like it's your sweet spot, your sweet spiritual spot too. You're like, oh my God, how did I do that? And then you get back in there and you do it again. And you know, this does not mean you have to have a specific belief, ritual system. It's just your being and your connection to yourself, your intention to do that. It really is just your intention. This red robin just came up and sat right on this pole. And it just took off. What's the energy propelling this Two of Cups, this recognition, this level of, I heard it's almost like a solitude. Interesting. Here. There could be two people that you're experimenting, or it's like you both could have huge imaginations. For some of you, the energy that's pushing this forward, propelling this, is that you're going to see something that you didn't see before, or just haven't noticed this. Or for some of you, it is come about. Maybe somebody here is like, why can't I move? Why can't I get away? Why is, feeling stuck, or like, it's hard to let go, or, listening to your soul. Because some people are like, no, I'm just done, and, don't want to own their shit in a relationship, and just want to throw the towel in instead of work on themselves, always blame the other person. To me, it feels like here, I'm asking what's pushed this recognition of this balanced energy within the person, and it does have to do with because you didn't leave, because you haven't gone, because there was like your feet were like cement for some reason. Maybe even spirit had you feel like your feet were cement, or you couldn't walk, or that you were you could only travel so far. You were kind of like stuck to this spot, and somebody could have actually felt like they were being gang stalked, or like something, that paranormal feeling, and it's like spirit's like trying to get you to look at something or somebody there. It's like you're gonna be so pissed if you pass up this opportunity, or that you haven't seen. I feel like somebody walks in and around the same person all the time and doesn't even realize how huge of a part that they play in their life in the future, which is also happening now. But I also believe that somebody does, being this male to this female. See, he's illuminated here. His skin, he's got his markings here. She does not. Her eyes are closed. Okay, he's looking right at her. So it's something that somebody's experiencing here. It could be a guide, I wonder if somebody's got, it's almost like a galactic guide, or interdimensional. It feels like actually like a guardian, not like a guardian. What would I say? I need to make sure they're safe. I wish somebody's like, I can hear, I wish you would just remember. I wish you could just remember, there's some sort of like spiritual amnesia here. And the amnesia part is remembering that you forgot to remember again, something coming out of a deep sleep. Okay. I'm like, where are we going to go with this? I just said I don't want to read on shit like this. Really what's propelled this forward for you to find this person, this level of energy, whether it's within yourself, your imagination, your just this level of the I am, speaking to yourself, the strength, somebody here, you're solely standing in your purpose, the part lion, the part woman. Okay, you've melded with that other version of yourself. Lions spend a lot of time out laying in the sun, okay? They're not trying to hunt all the time. When they're hungry, they're going to eat. I heard, I want you to know. I want you to know, and it almost feels like somebody would be breaking a rule here. Or maybe you would be upset because of your own free will, like somebody wants to give you like instant enlightenment. Somebody could have the power to do that. Somebody could have the power, like hypnosis power to put their hands on another, and just very connected to the I am. And in a way just really wants to show you something in such a way, to use your imagination. They're like, take a little ride with me and let me show you something. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Tell me about this heartache. Tell me about this heartache back here, okay? Because this is what propelled this forward. For you to see this Two of Cups, for you to feel this feeling, for you to open your imagination. There was something here that was stuck, okay? And it had to do within this very painful situation that you felt stuck in, okay? Maybe it was like really somebody did have lost their confidence here in some way. And I'm not quite sure how they lost their confidence here. Maybe, you know, this repetitive sense of heartbreak that they've had, maybe even letting, you know, your own self down and those around you has kind of kept somebody stuck here for quite some time. Tell me more about this situation over here, these energies. Yep, the Devil and the Ace of Swords. So somebody here too, part of this heartache, I do believe, is not listening to your intuition or an obsessive need. Awkwardly, there's an energy here that is kind of surrounded of some sort of, I heard infatuation. Okay. See, he's in the head. The Devil's holding this guy and the strings are connected to his head. So this heartbreak, in a way, is not only affecting somebody's heart, but has also affected their mind as well. And this is where addictions and overuse of things come in, the way that we are taking care of ourselves during a heartbreak. Dude, heartbreaks suck. When it really feels like your heart literally is broken. You can't breathe, you know, those suck. I remember my first love, dude, that stuff sucks so bad. When we get to the level of having love for ourselves, it becomes unmatched. You know, this level of love you have for yourself becomes unmatched because only you know what you aspire, but not only what you bring to the table and how you interact with others. Part of being in a partnership here is I want to be able to authentically be myself and not be smothered. You know, I don't like being smothered. I'm constantly probably going to be evolving and changing what I do, what I like to do. That's just who I am. I need the space to do it. And I don't need somebody saying, where you been at, this, that, and that. And I don't like that. It's motherfucking my life, you know, and the level of love you gain from that. Especially if you're somebody in the past who's always been like, cared, well, if I date this, then it'll affect them, or they'll think I was disloyal, that I didn't stand by. Fuck that. I'm going to tell you, that causes more pain. Just say, I'm doing this for me. And sometimes, you know, there's not words. Actions speak louder than words. You know, when you care about somebody for so long, you don't even need to say I love you. You just, your actions show it. The way that you show up for somebody, the way that you are, the way that you appreciate what somebody brings into your life, that's unconditional love, whether it's good or bad. We have a thing as human beings to fall in love and to want to, as soon as we see something that we like or that we want, right? Or that, you know, makes us feel good, we want more because we just want to feel that feeling. And, you know, with every high comes a low. We all know that. It's like just finding that peace. And sometimes what you really admire in other people or that you love or you have an infinite attraction for is probably the same thing that resides within your own being, Alicia. There was an inability to think clearly, okay, or to have new ideas here, because it's like something in the past here had somebody by the head. This is the Devil, okay, it's Capricorn energy, and the Devil's controlling the mind here. So this tells me there's something within the subconscious, seems how we didn't want to go down here, right? We didn't want to gain new insight and travel down and actually see. This comes out in reverse. Somebody was more focused here on the heartache and what they had gone through, what they had experienced, and wanting to stay in that space, right? That apathy in that space that they weren't seeing. Maybe even the face of those around them, those that were truly around them, those that were, really playing into. And you have to remember, people, we don't fight in the flesh. Just because Susie next door, we can see Susie be a crazy rampant bitch, or you can see things come through her that you're like, what the fuck was that? People who are on autopilot, they're more easier for entities and deities to attach to because they're simple, you know what I mean? people of great faith and athleticism, like it's harder for negative deities to attach themselves to their brains or their thought processes because they're deliberate, they're intentional with their being. So it's really, you'd be like, why am I having such a bad day? I don't like this energy, you know, and you go work out and then get in the sauna and take care of yourself and then do a salt bath. And then like, man, this motherfucker's hard to attach to us because you're strong in your vessel. This is where your light is stored. Take care of it. Protect it. You don't have to go into a whole trance and all that. Dude, I just put the light of the Christ around my being. I move in light. I ask for the wisdom to be quiet and to feel, not always to speak, but to see how I'm feeling. Connect with my body. When I don't know, be still. Your body will talk to you. Your body will twitch. It'll fidget if it wants to show you something. That's the innate working through the physical body. We're limitless. We are brilliant human beings. We just only know how to use like 3% of our brain that connects, right? There's a huge disconnect between the body and the brain. And they're actually connected. That's what that feels like, too. You know, a lot of in the head, a lot of mental anguish, a lot of things that are repetitive or that have been hard to let go of. Somebody here's got, you know, and they've kind of gotten carried away with the dramatics and the traumas of the past. And, you know, if you become that person that is a fucking Debbie Downer. Nobody wants to hang out with you because you're always recapping the shit of the past. And you're not the only one that goes through these things. There was other people going through these things with you as well. You're just the only one that continues to hang on to it and can't move past it. Nobody owes you shit. Nobody, if you want to see people get their karma, the only one that's not evolving and changing and flowing with what comes and goes is you, my friend. The one that's watching that likes to judge and bitch and moan and complain, and it's fucking you. Look at why everybody else can have interpersonal relationships, but when it comes to having them with you or you and other people, it never works because there's a common denominator of why shit always gets fucked up, and it's the shit stir. It's you, my friend, who's watching, who likes to stir the pot within your family dynamics or your friends or, you know, whatever. People that are married, you know, oh, what did you think about that? Did you see the way he looked at her just to start shit, mother? Don't want to be that guy, okay? Don't be that guy. There's a huge scale of elevation for those that have the eyes to see. Some of you are just waking up to the manipulation and the people around you, and just what used to just tear you apart inside, make it feel like it was all your responsibility to take care of another person's being, right? They're emotional. No, you're responsible for your own shit. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for the people that you allow to come into your life. We learn after a few times, right? Then when you know, all those people, those that go and play several different men at the same time or women, that's what you're putting out, you know, it happens. You're going to find non-serious people about you that infiltrate your life as well. And it sucks when it ends up being one you really like, because that's when God's like, you don't have the level of appreciation for this one. So you continue to learn lessons to the same types of entities, souls that are only at a certain level, because you won't stop doing the same shit, taking the same path, liking the same types of people. Like yourself, and you will just keep walking. You don't even notice the other people. You're so in tune into feeling good about yourself again that you almost don't want to be with other people, because you almost feel like, no, because you're gonna fuck my shit up. My house is the way it is. I like it. I like the way that everything is in accordance to minimalism and just going with the flow. It's weird because I'm not that person anymore where I feel the need to feel space in quiet conversations. It's like, okay, gotta go. Like, there's just some people you can hang out with, there's just some people you can't anymore. And really, when you enjoy time with yourself and you're drawing or doing stuff or just really thinking about like, wow, I'm present in this moment. I have hands. I can write. What does my heart feel like pounding in my hand on my chest? Like, I'm here. I am. What am I going to do with it? What can I do with it? I'm limitless. It's adapting those new behavior and characteristics. Somewhere here in the mind, there was an ascension process here that brought you to an alignment with this equal energy that truly is at the core of who you are. That matches your energy, okay? It's balanced. stars could be very prominent here, okay? Star seed, you could resonate with a star seed here. I'm talking to probably somebody here who likes the hallucinogenics, the married your mama, has a way of just connecting. Somebody who has a big, I'm seeing the name Celia, somebody who has a big, huge imagination. Huh. Somebody here does like very deep, dark, subconscious work. Okay, so they're going into the deep unknown of the subconscious here. I feel like if you're not already, I'm seeing somebody laying in a table or having sessions with somebody else who is a magnificent hypnotherapist. I don't think they really call it hypnotherapy. This person works with their innate, but the consciousness. It's like you two might actually, like, kind of where you go when you're put under. This person, the way they work with the subconscious, literally was destined to align to work with yours in such a way that would bring exponential amount of what you need out of that, and this person's ability to say, yes, undoubtedly I'm connecting to the Galactic Federation, I am connecting to these 17-foot, tall whites, I am in my physical body here, but now I'm on a journey. It's very weird how somebody holds space. It's very, I'm not going to say weird because I need to get away from saying it. It's a very unique attribute that another being, you or somebody that you're going to. Somebody finds the master, all right, finds the teacher. Feels like you've been a teacher, you've learned a lot of things. You've been the teacher for yourself and have brought yourself to a very unique level of understanding within your own being, and it feels like you're ready for this next level of to kind of turn it up a little bit so you can hear better, so you can see better, so you can feel better. And it might just have something to do with a blockage. Okay, this could actually have something to do with this, something that you need to speak out and get out of your body. Could have to do with freeing some sort of energy that is locked within your joints, your body, steam, water. I see somebody doing deep stretches. There's a need to connect with your body here. I cannot say this enough. The body is your heart, okay, is your generator. Your life force energy moves through those organs. That is your electromagnetic field that pulsates, okay? The connection here is profound. I see a lot of the collective getting their bodies back into shape. Not a six-pack, not needing that flexibility, mobility, less tiredness, eating better. You're not looking to be a fucking 10 here, okay? We're just looking to connect. Shallow how? Some of you are going to go above and beyond that and actually... You're a fucking powerhouse. I'm just going to say that. You're a powerhouse of energy, and you're in a very huge vortex of manifestation when you're connecting with your physical vessel in that specific way. Are you already out of school? Geez, what time is it? 3. Can you smell the rose? Was Kylie on the bus? No. 3:40. Message Kylie. I told her to walk to the school and get on the bus, so I wonder if Tegan or Krusty's not going to take her home. As far as like this connection to the body, this doesn't mean you have to go out and ask your body. When you think something sounds good and we're just lazy, we don't want to cook it, learn how to cook these foods. Learn how to spend time chopping your vegetables. That's nature, okay? Clean your vegetables. Connect with it. Spring rolls, just healthy greens, you know what I mean? It's amazing the level and water. I drink purified water. I like the taste of purified water. It's really good. I can taste different tastes in water. My water, my bath, anything. I put in golden light into it. I envision colors like this, and I just see it all in the water, all around. And it's that imagination that your spirit guides are saying. If you're wanting to meet yourself, if you're wanting to get to this level, connect with your being. It's nothing else that you're gonna say to anybody or that you're going to receive at this point. It's like you need to know the profundity of your body. Somebody hears like the body dysmorphia or not connecting or just having this vision of what you want. It's like the work in between. You know, Rome wasn't built in a friggin' day. It takes time to acclimate the body, the nervous system. And while you're doing it, it's not like just wearing and tearing the shit out of your body trying to run 10 miles and get into shape. It's like, you know, this is my vessel. I'm grateful for it. I'm going to treat it good. Talk to yourself. You know, everybody's like, oh, you're delusional. No, I might talk to my own body, but I guarantee you I'll outlive you. You know what I mean? Just one by the way I think. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you look so much younger. Guys, I've probably done, you know, overall in my life, a good 7 years of meth off and on, okay? Drugs. I've lived working my ass off in the sun. There's a lot of things, and I still look younger. And I'll tell you what, it's because of the way that I've connected with myself. It's just the really treating myself good enough to not put toxic people in the way to where I can be harmed. You know, I have become a guardian for my own being. You know, I put me first. Like, how does this make me feel? Really assessing, you know, yeah, sure, you know, where I used to just go and then like you're all fucked up 3 weeks later because you shouldn't have done that. Now it's like, hell no, I've come way too far. You start to have appreciation for your body, your mind, your sleep, your habits. I get bored easy. I don't know about you guys, but I hate doing the same fucking thing all the time. It bores me. When I'm bored and I'm not feeling passionate, I'm gonna fuck it off because it's not for me. So that's why before I put my name on anything or go to work at it, like I want to be passionate about what I do. I want to be able to move up. I want to be able to bring new ideas. I want to be able to expand. If I can't, I'm out. You know what I mean? Because I'm not your guy that's just gonna sit there and punch a time clock for 12 years for you with a fucking $50 holiday bonus and no, and a gift card. That's not for me because my soul doesn't feel exuberated. You know, it just doesn't. Okay, so what got you away from this devil here? Wow. Could be somebody on the other side, animal connection, but more or less going to the core of who you truly are. This younger version of you before the world got a hold of you. And it's like I see now coming into that gratitude. Somebody's a beautiful alchemist here. It's like being able to, it's like God gives you the lenses to wear that says, look at it from my eyes, son. Look at it from my eyes, daughter. You know, and you can say, wow, that might have hurt back there, but I really see now where I'm more patient and kind. And I also realize that when people are truly hurting, they're like a rabid animal. You know, we have a lot of animal characteristics in us, truly. God just kind of showed me like other people's hearts, their level of understanding, their level of consciousness, those that have the spite and the hatred and know what they're doing, the manipulation, versus those that are just unaware. And the only reason you get to know these things is because you get to know yourself. And it feels like there's something here at the core of who you are that says, you couldn't carry on the way that things were in the past. You know, that constant waking up, feeling trapped by your thoughts, trapped by your responsibilities, trapped by the repetitive cycles of just having to appear in one way on the outside, feeling like you're not in control of your life or able to reach these depths or access these thoughts. Somebody here could too be feeling like they have some sort of dementia, maybe the trauma that you've been through. Somebody's like, it really fucked up my head. And I think that's just kind of, you know, a victimhood mentality that somebody's walked away from here. You know, our minds are powerful things, and when we give those, you know, the power over to other things, and we get on autopilot in using certain things, it has an ability to take over our, you know what I mean? And that energy is what starts to come through you. I feel like here, there could be children. There could just be a different way of living. You know, I think too, somebody really looks into the past and sees how much time has gone by here. And how grateful that they are to be where they are now, or to be able to just be appreciative. Might not understand why things always are, and I think that that's part of a lesson too here, is to have courage in the face of fear of the things that you don't understand or that don't completely make sense to you when you feel like you need it to make sense the most. At those points, you know, that's when your higher self, your oversoul, the love, the frequency, Jesus, God, wants you to settle back down into the soul and just say all is well. Yeah, as humans, we want it now. We want to know, and we disconnect from our feelings in our body, and that's, you know, that's what tells us. That's what's speaking to us. And when we're not tuned in with that, everything's out of ordinance. So you could be receiving the right message, but feeling a certain way about it. Some of you are super empaths. It's like really becoming aware here. What is this from the past here? The Temperance. Lots of trauma, like in the feminine psyche here, I would say that as far as trauma, like really shut out your power due to probably having to fill a masculine role, shut off the emotions, and kind of disconnect. And in doing so, it actually kind of shut you off from your emotional intelligence because of the choice to shut the heart chakra down here. I think there's some secrets from the past that really kind of drive you nuts here. Maybe, I don't know if these are your secrets or something that you don't speak about, something that's, you know, within your own being. And I think some of that is why somebody was, you know, obsessive in a specific energy here in the past, not wanting to let go, like the heartache or the thoughts or the feelings of it, because they like to be able to use that to manipulate it. You could be a psychic, you could know something about manipulation in a way something went down, or to, you know, infiltrate somebody's consciousness, or I do feel like there was a foul play here. And I don't know if this was manipulation or some sort of magician-like magic, I would say. Using something to an advantage here. You really want to, it's like this connection. There's lots of enlightenment, more enlightenment. Yeah, look at the Eight of Wands that comes out. Somebody here is like a complete portal for information to come through. It's like you might be struggling with your emotions, or to turn that back on. You know, the universe, you got to have your heart open. It's not that it's not open, it's just like maybe you're passed up on opportunities, you know. There could have been something that happened like during these years of your life, you know, early adolescence to now, that you look back on, and that's what you're reconnecting with here. That part of you that's shut off. It's like, that's when I was hurt. That's when I was having kids. That's when I was left, abandoned, betrayed. And there could be like this soul resonance that comes back into where you can, there's things you're not going to resonate with anymore. And I think it's fucking, you feel sad because the brain knows like this is sad. But really, we have to know that change is inevitable. And the way that we're going through it is what we're teaching ourselves here. It's like the universe has sat somebody still so that you could see, okay? So that you could really see here what this soul's desire is that's burning within you. Okay, where this emotional disconnection is at. I see in somebody who wants that love, but really like when you're in it, I think you want the love. I think you want to be with the person for some of you, but it's almost just like to have them. It's not really to flourish or to come alongside another and say, hey, where can we partner up to, do we share the same ideas? Do you need me to be with you so you feel good about yourself? And then when I do, you know, things that make me happy as far as like my channel or things like that. Is that going to piss you off? You know what I mean? It's like, there's things that are going to be said that need to be said. Like, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm meeting you. This is where, and it's like, now that you're able to have that conversation, now that you're able to speak this, now that you're able to have that, the universe is saying, now you said the magic word. Now you spoke, so that this person's having a fair, well, if you're in an entanglement with another, and you're like, man, there's just kind of like, there's some things that are irritating me. There's some things that I would like to express, or I'm not being able to fully express within myself, and I feel like if I leave you, I'll have the ability to do that. But if you're around me, I feel like I can never fully be the version of who I am. And I think having that conversation is what really strikes somebody out and says, yeah, let's find a new place that's ours, or that matches us. And I want you to know that we don't have to be together. I want to be your friend, and I want to just, you know, I want to be somebody that's there for you, and not take up all your space and your time. You know, that's the thing I love about you the most. Build trust off of that, not because I need to see you talking with me every day and then that's how I know you're not doing shit with other people. No, we're not getting into that. We're not, no, we don't care what's in your phone. We're not playing those games. Like, no, this is the person I'm talking to. You know, that jealousy and that coveting and that spiteful energy that's been around you, it's like, you don't want to rock the boat, but you want to set boundaries. Now, you don't want to be a super big cunt, so you try to just let things flow. And it's finally like you're finding the balance between shutting your mouth and, you know, where somebody's elbowing you like, okay, you said it, you know, before you reach your boiling point. Universe is saying that conversation is important. What that was spoken is important. That visualization or that epiphany that you had or somebody around you's had that has melded two different vibrational frequencies together to discover that deep behind a specific situation that there really was the connection. That was the secret. And the connection is, well, and it looks like that's what you asked the universe. How are you showing up in this? Yeah, somebody's got, you know, their heart's open. This could definitely have to do with, you know, the universe saying, okay, like you have to really decide, are you ready to, are you ready to share a little bit of your space with another person and not feel like they're going to demand the whole world out of you? I think going in and just saying, look, this is where I'm at. I like the person that you are. I don't know how I would ever fit or mold into your world, not trying to. I'm just grateful for the time when I get to spend with you. Not rushing you, pushing you. You know, if somebody really wants to spend time with you, somebody's going to spend time with you. Okay? If it's in the will of the universe, which it looks like it's showing up here for something to come through, it looks like it is. Somebody has something they'd like to say that's been on their mind. This person might kind of show up in like, I don't know, this person could be kind of like a bad boy. They definitely could have a lot of tattoos. It's just kind of, it's funny, I have Converse shoes with angel wings on them, and this guy's wearing them. That's funny. Yeah. It's safe to love here. I'm saying with the Two of Cups crowning this and this imagination, for somebody here, you guys could not be more in alignment as far as intentions to see that sharing a relationship or sharing energies in that way it's not what it used to be. I need you, I want you, where were you, how come you're not here, the control, maybe you've experienced like waiting, wow, there's no fighting, there's no disagreement. So how can you be with one person and have nothing but fights and disagreements, and then be with another person that just be so, almost to the point where some of you might self-sabotage it, like this is so nice and simple that it's almost like your body's programmed to feed off of that, especially if you're raised in that energy of, you know, kicking ass and taking names. And then you know, it's a new normal and you deserve it. It's a new normal and you deserve it. You know, this person here, somebody in the past, and I don't want to say too, let's just keep it real, you ran from something. You ran from something and were a little too hasty. And whatever this was, okay, to make decisions. I feels like there's patterns or cycles that you had a tendency to go back to and to relive, to try to reiterate or to feel a specific feeling, or maybe even was going back to old relationships to try to mend or meld or make something a specific way. And it's like, I think somebody here's a runner, and I think that there's been no choice but for somebody here to have to be on pause and to kind of watch another person move into a new direction, to show another, universe is standing here, the dog did chew it up, between, a new proposal and the 10 of Cups to come out, which would mean, something that, not just 2 cups, but now a completion of some sort of unconditionality between 2. This is family, this is home, this is peacefulness, this is, and it only took you to say, look, I don't want the past, I can't reiterate the past, I can't change the past, but I do want a future that says, I'm not going to take your shit no more. I'm not going to allow myself to take your shit to where I want to go do a shit ton of drugs just to deal with your ass. If I cut you out of my life, then I don't have the need. Now the problem would be mine if I continue to want to, exhibit those behaviors. Sometimes people pack a certain energy that just really sucks the life out of some people. You guys walk around and you're like, I wonder what my gifts are. Some of you are such powerhouses, and your gift is like the one thing that's so simple that you're not doing. You're just overlooking it. And that could be the thing too here, is like you really overlook the potential that you have with communication, with your psychic abilities. It's kind of hard to get into that frequency and that flow when you're lacking this confidence within that emotional intelligence. It's like you really weren't maybe receiving all the information that you were hoping to, because of a lack of connection to the heart space. And it does feel like that stems from it's like a holding pattern of pain and hurt in the past that really got in your head, or really just had you almost like you couldn't move or take a step or come up with new ideas because something was so prominent. It was like a big heavy cinder block sitting on top of your being, and not sure where to go from there. Some of you are walking away from a family. I see the Emperor and the Empress out here, and I see the 8 of Cups, okay? I don't care how long you've been with somebody. I don't care how long, what it's supposed to look like, what it is. When the universe says this person's destined to have a child with another, or that's what's played out, and especially if somebody's a player and it's been, look at the game. It's my player card. It's the Emperor. It's my way or the highway. They got a big chess piece. They're really good at what they do, how they put their foot down. They hunt for a living, and somebody's done being trapped. It does feel like here somebody is, if this was this past here that had somebody walking away, is what gave you the freedom to imagine what you do want. And it does feel very fun to say that, like, what do I want? Even the ideas of that, it's amazing what we'll carry with us or build off of. And it feels like somebody really, more or less here, recognizes what matches something in the past. Somebody here can sense like there's a really cold bitch here. Somebody's a really cold bitch, and this person comes in, and it's like this player. That's what happens when you play games. You find somebody who's better at the game than you. This could just be the person that's, in the midst of stuff that says the truth that allows somebody else to walk away. The universe will use all sorts of things to bring a truth forward for the person who needs it. They'll have you drive by at the right time, and you'll be able to see with your own eyes. You'll have somebody who's just like passing, yep, just left their house, they were with so-and-so, and you're like, oh, really? That's funny, because they're supposed to be with the kids at Grandpappy's Pappy's house having Thanksgiving dinner. Nope, just seen them down there at the local bar. You know what I mean? It's just shit like that. Like, it'll come across and sure as shit. You know what I mean? It's just, what's supposed to come out comes out. It just does. And it's because we're at that point of like propelling evolution, moving forward. And this isn't somebody who's staying stuck because you don't trust your own heart space. This is just the universe reiterating why you walked away and showing you one last time the truth of somebody around you, whether it's good or bad. You know, people's actions are always going to speak louder than their words. I don't care how many text messages. You know how many times I told you I love you? You know I love you. Bitch, I don't want you to say, remember I told you I love you? No. I want you to show me you love me. Show me you love me. It's not about the money. It's not about things. Your time. Time is the most expensive thing and valuable thing you can give another. Feels like this has been a complete read of channeling, huh? Let's go grab some pizza and wings. I'm buying. Heck yeah, I'm in. All right, what mudra do we need for the collective watching here? There it is. I'm looking. Look, Ten of Cups comes out again over here. When I talk about a heavy manifestation vortex, I'm talking about a heavy manifestation vortex. Like, show me the truth. Show me. Somebody gets a victory over what was done in the night. Those thieves that come to kill, steal, and destroy, somebody thought nobody's seen them here. But what they didn't know is you were right behind them, sitting in the goddamn bushes as they were doing it. I have the video, the tape. I see somebody set free. Somebody wins their job back. They're victorious. There's been an ongoing complaint about certain people that's now revealed, and you're a beneficiary of it because the divine light works through you for the highest good of all. I said because the divine light works through you for the highest good of all. What's supposed to come out will always come out, especially if you're destined to, you know, and you're meeting yourself at such a frequency. There's nothing that can stand in front of that. I want you all to know, everybody who's sitting here, look, it says just let go and release. I want you to know your voice and your heart and your charisma and your connection to yourself and the divine. Yeah, you're connecting to something you physically can't see. Some of you can, and that's going to be the biggest setback or triumph you'll ever have. How far can you look to see what you're connecting with? Can you sense it? Maybe you don't have the eyes, but you have other senses. God-given gifts. Start running off of like 90% of what God gave you instead of just 3 through the belief. All right. Mudra for the collective. Oh gosh. This is called level-headedness. Be wise. Atman Jali Mudra. ATMANJALI. A greeting to the inner self. This gesture of greeting activates brain activity and brings inner composure. This mudra opens the door to inner calm and thus one's inner source of strength, healing, wisdom, and joy. Let your breathing become slow and deep. Year for year, our needs and desires change a little. See through your mind's eye, your source of inner understanding as a shining aspiration of light and knowledge. Ask this figure whatever you wish to know. What is important to you at a present moment and in your future? What can lighten your life? What is yours and what will bring fulfillment? Tranquility and inner wisdom characterize my life, is the mudra here. That's beautiful. And it's just as simple as that, and focus on that intention. There's so much power. I can feel like the energy going through my hands. I can feel my heart beating throughout my whole palms. It's the small stuff. Everybody's out there looking for, to become, renowned or in whatever way. It's already in you. It's something that would already be a part of you, okay? It already is. And you would have a hint of what this is, okay? Let's get an angel number. This came out and it's still sitting there, so I'm going to read it. And this is the bladder mudra. Makra Sadhana Mudra from Bali. This mudra fortifies the bladder, detoxifies and cleanses. Also, it stimulates the circulation, refreshes and raises one's spirit. Hold your hands under running water and breathe out deeply a few times. Everything which is bothering you is painful or a burden is either washed away by the water or you expel it with vigorous breathing. The elements of air and water take on all that you wish to be rid of. Then perform a mudra, and while you form it, imagine yourself to be bathed in pure, radiant light. You are refreshed and cheerful and go on your way with a lighter step. My heart is light. There is a spring in my gait. My head is free, and my actions lead me to success. Angel number. Angel number for the collective, and then I am going to close this reading out. Ooh, that flew right out under light language. Gift to heal. And then it says your friend needs healing. Channel number I did earlier was 101 and I got 1001. So double portal, maybe with two different energies. Spiritual awakening, new beginnings, personal development, prioritizing creativity, and headed in the right direction. A new fragrance, a new phase in a religious or spiritual quest. You are going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like the dark night of the soul. You are on a path to enlightenment, and this too shall pass. So there's going to be a lot of things that you might not understand, but feel the need to know that you're committed to your soul's plan and your purpose. And be driven by it, even if you're not sure what that is, to ask. Especially with these mudras, with the level-headedness and be wise. The wisdom comes from within you. If you guys have personal read requests, you can email me. You can check it out on my bio page. I can also link it in the description of this read. This was quite a channeled message. That was a lot of channeling and not very many cards. I hope you guys all enjoy that. If you guys do want a personal reading, it is first come, first serve. Right now, I'm going to mess with some tech and see. I don't know if it's just the universe not putting sound on those personal reads I did, but I'm going to see if I can record here and then hear it through my laptop, so I'm not sitting there for an hour, 45 minutes, 35 minutes, and nobody can hear me because it's not a live read. I'm recording it through YouTube, so that sucked. But I love you all. If you're waiting on a read from me and you got a read and I emailed it to you and it does not have sound, let me know. I will be working on those. And I apologize. I love you all. Thank you for every way that you guys support the channel. I am most grateful. I'm going to set a link for anybody who wants the live mini personal reads for tomorrow. If there's not a whole bunch of people, those are $5 minimum. You can donate through Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and you can get a soft, small 5-10 minute read for your donation. And it's just whatever your intention is to connect, and we can just bring you through a message. It's just kind of my way of saying thank you, and I know a lot of you can't afford the personal reads right now with the economy and stuff, so it's kind of my way to give back. I will post that link. Just go in the chat box. It'll have all the links in there. I will get you on a list, and I will get you on that read. Thank you guys all again. I have mother duties. I may or may not be back on this evening. I think that I may, because I have dinner done. I have a few other things I need to take care of, but I believe probably around 5:36 I should be back on. Well, let's call it 7 to be safe. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully, somebody got something out of this message. I hope it touched your heart, your soul in a way. All of you, there's nothing that you lack. It's only the perspective to see that you are you're eternal beings of wisdom and knowledge. It's just, what are you willing to let go of that is keeping you disconnected from realizing that? Kisses from Idaho, guys. Love you.